I'm done with Sig Sauer. I will never buy another Sig product again, period. This isn't drama. This isn't controversy. These are the facts. This is the result of years of use, independent testing, and first-hand performance, combined with a clear and consistent pattern of failures, silence, deception, and a lack of accountability from Sig as a company. Over the course of my career, I've fired over 60,000 rounds through the Sig P320 platform, more than most shooters will ever touch in a lifetime. That experience wasn't casual shooting, it was a combination of reliability, testing, performance shooting, and qualifications at work. I conducted a 6,000 round burndown test on the SIG M18 for the channel. I began a separate 6,000 round test that we stopped at the 1,000 round mark due to the controversy and facts we're discussing in today's video on an M17. I've won multiple competitions using SIG pistols, primarily the SIG M17. I've earned my bronze pistol badge in the Excellence in Competition match on the P320 platform, again in M17. I trusted these guns, but I can't trust the company behind them anymore because none of that matters if the manufacturer is unwilling to tell the truth. A warning to my audience. At this point, I do not recommend supporting Sig Sauer or carrying their pistols, especially the SIG P320, until we receive the following: a full public statement acknowledging the problem, a technical explanation of what's actually happening, and a concrete plan for accountability and correction. The problem: documented failures and silence. There are over 3.5 million SIG P320 pistols in circulation globally. If there's a design flaw, an internal defect, or manufacturing inconsistency that represents a massive threat to public safety, here's what we know. There have been reported and confirmed drop safety issues, uncommanded discharges in holsters, detonations while reholstering, that's an uncommanded detonation while reholstering, fire control units blowing apart in hand, multiple incidents caught on video. Keep in mind, the guns that have been blowing up, SIG has blamed directly, saying that it was the ammunition's fault, not their weapon. The United States Marine Corps is now conducting an internal investigation into the reliability and safety of the SIG M18 service pistol. The legal record: 120 cases and counting. To date, there are at least 120 documented legal cases involving P320 discharges, many from holstered pistols that were not being touched. One case resulted in an $11 million payout to a police officer who was paralyzed when his duty gun discharged while holstered. Another involved a federal agent who was struck in the leg by his own holstered P320. A civilian shooter suffered serious injuries when the pistol blew up in his hands at a range. Beyond these, SIG has quietly settled numerous cases outside of court. Victims have received undisclosed payouts under non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, effectively silencing them from warning others. NDAs and hush money don't build trust, they confirm guilt. SIG's response: silence and deflection. Today, on the same day that safety concerns continue to rise, SIG released a new 4-minute video. No statement on the SIG P320, no answers, comments disabled. The ratio of likes to dislikes on that video is staggering, leaning heavily in the dislike region. Just more branding, more B-roll, and more smoke and mirrors. This is the playbook. When people get hurt, SIG advertises. When questions are raised, SIG disappears. When creators or customers express concern, they're ignored. The India component issue: outsourcing without transparency. SIG's manufacturing practices are also under scrutiny. There is mounting evidence that SIG is outsourcing key replacement parts and internal components to India, including fire control unit components, small internal springs and pins, even serialized replacement chassis systems. Multiple users have received parts stamped with Indian manufacturing marks, often without being told where the components originated. SIG promotes itself as an American-made brand, but in reality, parts are being brought in from overseas and sent back to customers with no disclosure. That's not transparency, that's deception. SIG's blame game. Safariland and Surefire deflecting fault. At this point, Sig Sauer has tried to shift responsibility for the P320's uncommanded discharges in holsters onto external manufacturers. One SIG representative publicly blamed Safariland Holsters, one of the most respected holster brands in the industry, for the uncommanded discharges. They claimed that the holster's design could somehow allow objects like keys or other debris to accidentally get into the holster and trigger the P320. However, this issue has never been reported with other firearms like Glocks or Berettas, which are used in the same holsters without any problem. Let's break that down. Safariland holsters have been the standard for many law enforcement agencies and military units across the world for years. If there was an inherent flaw in their design, they would have been pulled from the market a long time ago. SIG's finger pointing at the holster is not just irresponsible, it's a deflection from their own design issues. It's easy for SIG to blame a company like Safariland, but that's not going to fly. The facts are clear. Other guns work just fine in Safariland holsters without issues like uncommanded discharges. But SIG didn't stop there. They also attempted to blame Surefire's X300 weapon light, claiming that the light was too wide and that somehow this contributed to objects jamming into the holster, potentially causing the pistol to discharge. But here's the issue with that. The Surefire X300 is a widely issued industry standard accessory that has been used with countless pistols without ever being the cause of a holster-related discharge. Other manufacturers, including Glock and Beretta, regularly use weapon lights in holsters without these so-called triggering issues. SIG's reasoning here is that nothing more than a convenient scapegoat to deflect attention away from the fundamental issues with the P320's design. Bottom line up front. SIG is trying to blame external manufacturers like Safariland and Surefire to avoid taking responsibility for a gun design flaw. But the evidence clearly shows other pistols don't experience these problems in the same holsters or with the same accessories. Guys, if you got this far, hit the like button, comment down below your thoughts on SIG, and consider donating to the ammunition fund for burndowns, and consider becoming a member of the Patreon that gets you access to a closed Discord server where you can find buddies to train with and to game with. The Dog and Pony Show. Factory tours are not accountability. After voicing my concerns, I was invited by SIG's media rep to visit the factory to see how the guns are made. Let me be very clear. A factory tour is not accountability. You don't fix trust with a tour. You don't rebuild credibility with polished floors and a smiling staff. Especially not when shooters are getting hospitalized and the company has yet to own the problem. You want to rebuild your image? Start with the truth. Start with the data. Start with admitting what went wrong and what's going to change. Until then, don't expect creators like me to help you clean up your image. SIG's influencers, helping SIG hide. Some of the biggest creators in the gun community are running interference for SIG, whether they realize it or not. Let's talk about the Military Arms Channel, MAC. MAC recently conducted a private exclusive interview with Sig Sauer, gave them a platform with no tough questions, no pressure, just PR. SIG got to speak freely while saying almost nothing of value. That's not journalism, that's complicity. And then there's GBRS Group, the Goobers Group. They released a 6-minute video defending the P320 outright, saying they wouldn't believe there's a problem unless they saw someone with their arms crossed and the gun going off in the holster. Well, that exact scenario has happened. It has been caught on security cameras, footage, body cams, and user-submitted videos. People have been shot, paralyzed, and hospitalized by this platform doing exactly what DJ Shipley asked and says that it cannot do. This isn't opinion, it's fact. If you're defending SIG while ignoring the documentation, you are undermining trust in the community. Closing. The final word. SIG, I gave your pistols every chance. I put them through more rounds, more tests, and more stress than most departments and reviewers ever will. I won with them, I trained with them, I trusted them, but I won't carry a product made by a company that hides from its own failure. I do not recommend my audience carry a SIG. I do not recommend my audience invest in any way to assist SIG in their unethical, immoral, shady business practices. The gun world deserves better than silence, NDAs, and polished ad reels. We deserve honesty. Until SIG comes out with technical transparency, public acknowledgement, and has some integrity and accountability, I will not have anything to do with SIG as a company. I recommend you guys steer clear of them. I recommend you guys look at the facts, and I recommend you guys do a little bit of research and dig your own data up on the SIG issue. At the point of releasing this video, I am done with Sig Sauer. Until next time, this is going to be Trench Grenade, your average I'm done with Sig Sauer statement enjoyer that your mom says we have at home, signing out. Cheers. 4,300. Burn down. The gun is getting super hot today. I cannot hit that target to save my life. That's okay. Oh, it's a butterfly.
The butterfly. I was gonna say, don't shoot the butterfly.
How hot can we get the Sig? Rounds per target across. Okay. 'Here we go. Yeah, I could immediately feel that heat transfer. Oh my gosh. These gloves are doing me no favors today. respect. Objectively speaking, I'm just not good. We're not in SIG's best interest. Every time I reholster, safety will go on, and I will reholster in the. Okay, that was weird. I don't. Could have been me. Who knows? Safety on. Alley. Draw the pistol, defeat the safety, and then with his gun. Hood, safety off, engage, safety on. Going for headshots there. Yeah, it's all that. It's voluntarily. A round will miss a C-zone steal that I... Maybe I'll just slow down, focus more on just... Oh my... Safe. Every time the... Dude. We'll just do 3. Miss. Not to be desired, it feels like. On the table. That last round. I am learning and break. A wall and break. A wall and break. A wall and break. The wall, break. Wall, break. Wall, break. Wall, break. Wall, break. Wall, break. The gun is very... Weird last round there. Almost like some trigger freeze. Like, we're back here. Performance there. start praising the gun. Nice and hot. Here we go. Got me flinching. The gun is the surface of the sun. Last mag. Whew. Oh my goodness. There. What the heck is that? Malfunction? Okay. Slide did not lock to the rear. That is the first malfunction. Slide did not lock. I may have been riding it. We'll find out. Okay. Good slide. Weapon on safe. Top off reload. Weapon on safe. Whoa. Bro. It almost something. No issue right now to the gun, right? Miss. That slide right here. Boom, boom, rack, boom. Okay. Like air. Like. Okay. Let's just get you some one-handed shooting here. I mean, the gun is. We'll work on the head here, on that right target. Okay, well, okay, here we go. We won here today, that's for sure. If I This gun is battling. The gun itself, like, I'm gonna go for headshots on this top left target. Airball. Yeah. With this gun, the way I couldn't even find the sight. I know you're supposed to be iron focused, because I don't know, man.
I mean, to be fair, what was my carry gun?
Thing. Screwed. What point are you battling the ergonomics of the gun?
Oh yeah, to what point?
And be better than this. You know what I mean? Ergonomics be better. Significantly depleted compared to where airball over the left shoulder. Whoa. That front sight holster. That is longer distance here. Slowest reload ever. So either.